In this video, I'm going to teach you how to make a simple coaching page like the one you're seeing on your screen now. You can see we start with the value proposition and a big picture to make it clear what we are all about. Then we will add a section for the benefits and who is this service for. After, I'll show you how to embed this booking calendar directly on your page, so your visitors can just choose a time and book a call with you directly here. There's even an option to ask for a payment before they book the call. The best part about all of this is that you don't need to have any tech skills. You don't even need to register a domain name or have a web hosting. And most of all, you can start for free. So if you want to start learning how to monetize your expertise as a coach or just start selling some consulting calls, then this video is for you. Hello internet people, my name is Robert and I help digital creators with the tech side of their business. Let's start by going to this URL or just click on the first link in the video description. I'll add it there too.
And then you land on this page, which is Systeme.io's landing page. And we just need to sign up here. You can get my free account from here. It's free forever and there's no credit card required. So you can do pretty much everything you need with just the free account. I already have an account, so I'll just sign in. There you go. If you're completely new to Systeme.io, then you will probably not see all this stuff. This is my test account, so there'll be some information here already. So what do we need to do? First of all, we need to go to funnels. This is where you create your pages, your funnels. They're called funnels just because it's a sequence of pages, and that's exactly what we need. So let's click on create. And from here, we just give it a name. Let's call it coaching funnel. And right now, your funnel domain name, this is what you chose when you signed up for Systeme.io. And here, just select the sell one. And obviously the currency, whatever works for you the best. I'm going to keep it to US dollar and then save. There you go. Let's click on coaching funnel. So the funnel we just created. And you'll notice you have a few different pages here. Each page, when you click on them, you can adjust them here. But right now it's just telling us, hey, choose a template. Before we go into the order form and thank you page, let's add a new step. And let's call it sales page, for example. And then here type, we need to select the sales page and then save. Now it appears here. I can just click on it and drag it up here because I want it to be the first page in the funnel. And hey, there's the two other pages in this funnel, but actually you're not going to need them as part of this tutorial, so you could just delete them. Next, we can choose the type of template from here. There's quite a lot of them. So what I would do is just click here on to see more of them. I like this one. So let's preview it just to make sure it looks exactly what yeah, this one looks much better. So let's close it. And now I can select this one. Again, this is going to be called sales page. And now here, this is the URL path. I would change this. It's kind of ugly. Keep in mind, you can change it at any point, but right now I'll just call it coaching because that's going to be my coaching sales page. And then when you click out of it, it's going to save it. And now we can click on edit page. So from here, this works quite simply. Pretty much if you ever used any website builder, this works the same way. The sort of unique thing that Systeme.io does is you have sections. Inside the sections, you have columns. You see here rows. Sorry, they're called rows, not columns. And inside rows, you can have other elements or other rows. So you can see that, for example, in this section, we have two different rows and multiple elements in each of the rows. And then if I want to update certain element, I just click on it. Let's say this button. And here on the left, you have more options. So we could now say, so we could set up now this page. So let me change the text first. So this is the header text. All I have to do is come here and I can start typing. And that's how you change the text. Now this one looks quite large right now, so I can select it. From here, I have more options. I can change the color if you're not happy with the default color, or I can make it bold, italic, underline it, and so on. You can also make a link out of it if you want, but for the header, it doesn't really make sense. So from left, you can actually adjust the font size. So I'm gonna adjust it a little bit. It's way too big. I'm gonna make it like 48, and then the line height, it's basically this gap. Again, way too big. I'm gonna just make it like 52, so it looks like that. Okay, much better already. Then I'll add my text here. So again, same thing. I can just select this one, remove what's there, and then just copy paste my own text or start typing. Again, you can adjust fonts and things like that here. Now, at some point you might get tired of always adjusting the fonts. So what you can do is come to settings. And from here you have kind of the default typography. So here you see font type, Google Fonts, yeah. And then from here, for example, I like Poppins. So I'm going to select it. And you can see that some of the text, or actually most of it, did change. From here you can also adjust the link color, text color. And you also have the heading type. So for example, we have now RMO. I want to change it also to Poppins. So it's the same one. You can also adjust the text color from here. And there's some other settings here that you can take a look. For example, you have the search engine optimization settings. If you want this page to show up in search engine, you would just enter some details here. So the title of the page, short description, few keywords, and social media image. And then obviously you would uncheck this checkbox here. Great. So let's just change this image. I'm not happy with it. I'm clicking on it. And now I'm going to remove and just upload my own image. Right now I don't have anything interesting here. So let's select a file. And let's say I'm going to just select this image. Let's see if it works out. There you go. Insert. And now you see it appears there. So let me show you how to delete some of the elements. So for example, if we were not happy with this, I can come here, click on the whole section. And now you can either delete it by going on this green part. You see here, there's this trash icon. Or you could just select that section and come here and delete it. Yep, let's delete that. Then this section I will keep. We're going to need it in a second. But what if I want to add something here? Well, you come here. On the left, you can see that you have some elements here. You have, for example, text elements, columns, and so on. So first of all, I will just add a section like this, and then I can add a column. Let's say we want a 3-column structure, then I'll just add it here. And now I can start adding, for example, images to it. Here, I can add an image. I could also add a video and other elements like text elements from here like this. This is how easy it is to basically update your page. Okay, I'm not gonna need this section, so again, I'm gonna just click on it and delete it. There you go. Okay, so let's finish this top part. So here, I don't need this button. I can just delete it. Okay, delete. And then this row, I also won't need the second row, but I can just drag this part. So I'm gonna just drag from this one, and it's gonna extend the first column. So you can see the button gets a bit bigger. If I click on the button, from here, you can see that we can adjust things. So for example, get started. It's a bit too vague. I want to have book a session. And then from here, there's this action when button clicked, next step URL. So in this case, it's going to be the next step because the next step in this funnel is the form page, which is correct. But you could also use open a URL or download a file. For now, next step works really well. I'm clicking on the image and just resizing it slightly. It's a bit too large like this and making it center aligned like that. Nice. Now I have this section here. Not sure I will need it. So start today can stay there. What I want to do is just change the text to book a session. And then I'm not going to have any of these menus. If you're going to have more than one page, you can keep some of them and you can update them from here. You can see here menu item 1, 2, 3, and so on. You just put the URL of your other page here, but I'm not going to need it. So I'm going to keep it simple, delete it. And also let's update this logo. Just upload a new image here. Let's say this is my name, clicks don't lie. I just had a logo like this one. Nice. Now, the logo is a bit too small, so I'm going to extend this section a little bit. And let's see if this logo, I can make it slightly bigger like this. Probably like 220 is enough. That's good. Now what I want to do is right now this logo is not aligned with the button. I can come here and if you see these, it's going to align either center or at the bottom. So I'm going to choose center and now it kind of looks nice with the button like this. Great. So now I'm gonna update this section and I'm gonna kind of talk about benefits here. So I'm just gonna update this. Already prepared some text, and I'm gonna quickly just update these as well.
So in this video, I won't be going in depth into what type of images or text you should include on your website. I'll just go through it really quickly. But I have a separate video where I'll teach you my simple method to create content for a high converting website. For more information, just click on this video button right here. But now let's get back to the tutorial.
Okay, if I look at these icons, they don't make sense now, but I could change them or just delete them completely. It's up to you. So I actually would like to just get rid of them like that. Then this is a bit too close to this section, so what I can come, just click on the section and the top margin, let's add like 20. So there's a bit more room to breathe here, like this, a bit of more white space. Obviously, I would need to change the image, but right now I'll just keep it for this tutorial. Now next, I want to just talk about who is this for, and I'll pause this video while I update this section. And here, this section, this looks nice, but actually I don't want to have these sections. I would like to have my calendar here, or at least my services. So I want to keep it the same, but what I want to do is I'll just get rid of all of this stuff here. Actually, instead, I'll just drag a new row here because I don't want to have 3. I just want to have 1 row. There you go. I have 1 new row, so I can delete this whole thing. And now here I could place my calendar. So let's do that next. We're gonna head to another software called Calendly. And from here, you just come to calendly.com and you sign up. It's totally free to start with, or actually it's totally free to use. There are certain features that you might want to pay for, but that's something for you later for you to decide. Let's get started by clicking on this button here, and then just add your email address. Let's sign up. On this page, you just need to check if you agree to these conditions, and if you do, you can just click on this one. This one you don't need to if you don't want to receive the marketing emails. And then you have the option to sign up with Google, or you can also use just a password. But since if you're using already Google Calendar and things like that, it'll be just easier if you use it through Google. So I'm going to sign up through Google. I just need to choose my account for Google. And here is asking for some permissions for your Google Calendar, which is really essential for this tool to work properly because this is a booking plugin. So we definitely need that. So let's allow that. Next, it's asking to create your Calendly URL, and this will be visible to customers. You're going to maybe even add this to your social media and things. So take just a minute to think about what you want this to be. And probably if you have a business, you can just use your business name here. I'm going to add Tips with Punch, which is my channel name, my YouTube channel name. In any case, you can change this later, so don't worry about it, even if you don't know the perfect name right now. And then click on Continue. Here it just notifies you that it will check for this email, will check Robert for conflicts, and also add events to this calendar. So that's perfect. That's what we want. Let's click on Continue. Next, it's asking your availability. So if you already know that, for example, weekends, you don't work, and maybe it's not from 9, but let's say from 10 till 4, that's when you're available, you can set it here. But if you don't want to decide that now, you can always do that later. You can just click on Setup later. I'm just going to continue with this because you can always update this as well. So from here, you can also personalize your experience. So if you tell a bit about your role and what you do, then they can personalize a little bit. But I'm just going to choose freelancer consultant in this case, and then finish. And here on the right, you can see it's encouraging us to create a new event type. And events in Calendly are just templates for meetings that you'll schedule regularly. For example, if you want to schedule product demos with your customers or just customer calls, you would set that up here. So let's create a new event. You can also just create it from here at the top. You're under event types and just click on create. And from here you can see event type, one-off meeting, or meeting poll. So let's create event type, and mine is going to be one-on-one, but you can see that there's few other options here. And I think only one-on-one calls are in the free plan, so keep that in mind. So let's click on one-on-one. That's going to be probably the most popular option anyway. So the host is me because there's nobody else in my organization right now. And now let's call it, I don't know, 30-minute call. So it's going to be 30 minutes. Some people prefer Zoom, but actually you have other options here. I'm going to use Google Meet. You have also Teams here. So Google Meet, continue. And now you have a calendar. Now, obviously, when you're starting out, you want to go through the settings. For example, the scheduling settings. There's important things like what days you want to be available. Right now, I have basically these dates set. But in your case, maybe you don't want to have all the days available. I would actually recommend that you only schedule a couple hours every day, or maybe only 3 days a week, so that you don't overwhelm yourself with this. And you know, if you see somebody, if you're trying to book a time with somebody and they have the whole week available, it kind of tells you also that, hey, maybe they're not that busy. Now I have a separate Calendly tutorial, and you can watch it by clicking on this top banner here. I just basically go through all the features that Calendly has. So if you're interested, you can check it out there. Just click on that banner in your top right corner. But for now, what we need is we need to click on the share. From here, let's click on add to website and inline embed. And then click on continue. And make sure before you copy the code that you're happy with the colors you have here, background, text color, and button and link colors. And once you are, just click on copy code. And let's close this one and go back to the editor. So this is the system editor. So here, let's click on this. Actually, and let's go away here. We actually need this page. And if you scroll down to the bottom here, you have raw HTML. Just drop this one here. And if you click on it and edit the code, you'll get the code here. Just copy paste what you've copied from Calendly, and then click on save. And there you go. You see all this mess right now, but trust me, when you preview it, it will look very different. So let's save the changes and preview this page. Okay, it's warning here. This is the preview. So what you can see here, oh yes, what you'll get. And this is the section we set up. And here is the calendar we just embedded to our system page. From here, I could now select a date and just, you know, go ahead and book appointment with myself right now.
By the way, if building website is not really your thing and you would like professionals to build your site or just want some advice in one-on-one call, then learn more about our website services. The link will be in the description, and let's just get back to this tutorial.
Let's close this window and back to the editor. Here, I want to update the header. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll just delete this part. Don't need it. There you go. Looking great. Here I can also update this if I have any testimonials. In this case, I'm starting out, I don't have, so it's a bit harder to get this, but maybe you have some references or anything you can put here to add a bit of credibility. That'll be really helpful. And then if I keep scrolling, right now the blog post, I won't need it. I don't have anything, but once I start getting, then I can add this back. So let's delete that. And then at the bottom, I actually like this, ready for a challenge. I could change this to something else, and then, you know, have the button go to the next section where they can actually sell. Now for this button, what I want to do is actually choose here, open URL. So we're gonna take our users to the calendar like this one. So I'm gonna copy this URL and place it in here. So when they click on this button, they will actually land on a page like this one here, like this. So then they can book the time there. So this is a bit of preference. You can either do with a button and then it takes you to the right call, or you can place it and embed it like this. So this is really up to you, your preferences. I like to have the just here. But since we have already this booking calendar on the website, this makes no sense. Why would we send it to another page? What we could do instead is scroll to it automatically. So if you click on this button, it'll take, you know, it'll scroll you to this section. How to do that? It's pretty simple. You click on raw HTML, edit the code, and here you see the code. You have this first div. So here, what we need to add is just ID equals, and then you need double quotes, and between those quotes, you have double quotes here, you just give it an ID. In this case, I'm gonna say, for example, in this case, I'm just gonna say booking calendar. So make sure it's just after the div, then you have the ID and the quotation marks, and there's a space between the class. Now if I save it, and if I scroll down to the button here at the bottom, and then let's click on it, then what we need to do is remove this, add a hash key, and then let's just type the same booking calendar. So the same ID that I just gave this embedded code there. So hashtag is important, and then the same exactly that we had as a name before. Let's save the changes. And now if I preview it and I scroll through this beautiful page, you see we have the calendar, and then here at the bottom, if I click on this one, you see it automatically scrolls to this. This is called anchor link in Karma web development language. So let's go back to the editor, and here let's grab this URL because I want to also link the other buttons that I already set up. So here, let's next step, instead let's open a URL. Let's choose this one and same this one. Like this. So all three buttons take you to the same place. Let's save this section. Now at this point, you might be wondering, well, what if I want to get paid for the booking? So what if I want to get prepaid before people can actually book a time with me? That's possible if you use Calendly. So here you have the Calendly, obviously. Let's go to our Calendly editing page. So this is the event. In here, you have this section, booking page options. And if you scroll down, you have this collect payment. Here you could set the price. So let's say it's $49. And then you can accept with Stripe. I recommend using Stripe because that's basically the credit cards. So you'll be able to pay with credit cards. This is only available if you pay for Calendly. So you have a monthly payment. I think it's $12. So if you pay that, you are able to, you get access to this feature. But it's super convenient. Let me show you. Save and close. And now if I preview this one and I choose a date from here, and let's say it's this one. Now you enter some details. There's a question that I've set up, and then you have here credit cards. You see, you pay before you actually book it. And this way, even if somebody cancels, you get still paid. Super useful. So before we continue, what I want to show you, we also have here the mobile view. And here what you can do is, for example, adjust. And just for mobile view, you see when there you have this icon, it will only adjust it for the mobile view. So if I move it to center now, and I go and see the desktop view, it will still be here on the left. You see? So whenever you see this icon in the mobile view, you're able to just adjust it for mobile. But if it doesn't have that icon, like this margin, it'll adjust for both of them. Just something to keep in mind. So from here, I would just double check that everything looks good also on mobile. If you're using a template, in most cases, it will look good already. So you see, I have the template here, and you can adjust things here just for mobile if that's something that you want. All right, let's save the changes and go back to the desktop view. Now here at the bottom we have the footer, but actually I don't need it. I'm just gonna delete it. There you go. And our page is ready. So let's save it. And now if you want to share this page, you just go back to your funnel, and here you can grab this URL. So we can copy it from here, and you can share it anywhere. So there you go. This is our website basically. Now the thing is, right now you have this system.io here in the domain name. Now this doesn't look so professional. So to change that, I'm going to show you some settings. So how to set up a few settings. So let's close this one and let me show you. You just go from here and click on settings. And in here, you would, first of all, your profile, I would just enter all your details here. And then if we go to payment gateways, if you choose to use any of the payment gateways in Systeme, then you would set them up here. But right now for this tutorial, we're not using any of those features, but you would be able to do it here. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you is the domain name. That's why we actually came here. And you come here, custom domains. So for example, here I already have some, but let me add another one. You could type in now your domain name. Let's say in my case is punchsalad.com. And then if you need instructions, you can just open this one in a new tab, and they have instructions how to set this up. If you don't have a domain name yet, I advise you using Namecheap to register your domain name. It's just much better and you get a better value for money. I buy all my domain names from there. I'll have a link in the description if you're interested. But basically you buy the domain name, then you write it down here with the www, and then you connect it with Systeme.
Now that you know how to create a coaching website, but without persuasive content, you won't be able to book any clients. That's why you should watch this video next if you want to learn my simple method of structuring your website and creating high quality copy and images.